Saturday. We got about 12 noon, so we'll go ahead and get started here in a second. Thanks again, everyone, for joining here today. We've got an update on the weekend atmospheric river that we're expecting to impact Southern California over the next couple of days. For those of you that have been following along with the forecast updates, you know that it's been a pretty tricky forecast. We've had a lot of uncertainty that we've been dealing with over the last couple of days. Pretty tricky forecast. Can say that we're pleased to report that there is some increasing confidence finally today. We've got a pretty better grasp on what to expect, and we'll dive into that over the course of the webinar. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. If you have any questions throughout the course of the presentation, feel free to drop those into the questions box, and I will get to those at the end. My name is Dave Munyon. I'm a forecaster here at the National Weather Service in San Diego. It is November 13th, 2025. Without further ado, let's get into it. Key points, again, increasing confidence today here for the timing and the track of the storm over the course of the weekend. Heaviest rainfall is now generally going to be expected late Friday through Saturday for our areas, Orange County, Western Riverside County, San Diego County. Really getting to see rainfall increasing late Friday through Saturday. We're expecting bands of moderate to heavy rainfall across the area on Saturday. Got about a 20 to 30% chance of thunderstorms within those bands of heavier rainfall. This is probably where most of the uncertainty remains, is exactly where those bands are going to set up and how long will they sit over certain areas. And a lot of that's going to determine how much rainfall could occur over certain locations. A lot of the heavier stuff will move out late Saturday, and then we'll kind of get into lighter, more scattered post-frontal showers that'll continue overnight Saturday into Sunday. And then breezier winds are going to be coming in with the storm, weaker than what we were looking at a couple days ago. Nothing too strong or concerning to report there. In red, the biggest headline here today is we now have issued a flood watch in effect for our entire area from early Saturday morning through late Saturday evening, honing in on that better confidence on heavier rainfall and the greatest risk for flooding on Saturday. Current total rainfall estimates from late Friday all the way through noon Sunday. Coast and valley areas, 2 to 3 inches. Orange County is probably going to be a little more favored, especially on Friday afternoon and evening. So maybe closer to 2 to 4 inches in Orange County. Coastal slopes always going to be the highest totals there, 2 to maybe locally 6+ inches of rain on some of the coastal mountain slopes. And then for the deserts, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of total rainfall when all is said and done. So here's a look at the current satellite across the western United States and into the Pacific. We got eyes on our storm system right there, pretty dramatic cyclone spinning off the coast of Northern California. You know, we'll see that tail of moisture that's stretching all the way from bringing rainfall currently to San Francisco, and that band of rain and lots of elevated moisture stretching all the way down the tail of this system. Now, as we go through tonight and into tomorrow, that system is going to drop south and slowly push its way east, and that band of rainfall is going to slowly march east with it. And we're going to see as this pattern evolves, it'll bring rainfall to different parts of the area. So timing this out here, now again, we're looking rain beginning to move into the area Friday morning. Most of the stuff earlier tomorrow is going to be on the lighter side to start. And then once we get into Friday afternoon and Friday evening, that's where we're going to introduce some of the more moderate to heavy rainfall, favoring Orange County and parts of the San Bernardino Mountains. There's about a 10 to 20% chance of thunderstorms for Friday afternoon and evening. And then as we move into late Friday into Saturday, again, that's that favored time range for the heaviest rainfall, about a 20 to 30% chance of thunderstorms during that period. And like I said before, bands of moderate to heavy rainfall is expected across a large portion of the area. And again, the greatest area of uncertainty is going to be where those bands are going to want to set up to bring us our heavier rainfall rates and ultimately greater rainfall totals. Late Saturday into Sunday, begin to trend down the intensity. Post-frontal rain showers will occur. Less coverage, much less of the area will be impacted at any given time, but we could still see maybe 2 to 3/10 of an inch per hour with some of those showers. And then Monday into Tuesday, we are looking ahead to another round of another storm system that could bring more rainfall, probably much less intense than what we're looking at this weekend, but maybe another 1/2 inch to 1 inch for some of the coastal areas and another 1 to 2 inches possible for the mountains. Everyone wants to know what's going on with the rain rates. So we've got pretty detailed rain rates here on the side and associated confidence for different areas. Really want to focus in that, again, Friday, really not going to be too intense. As you get into the later afternoon, evening time frames, we'll start to introduce some of those higher rainfall rates for especially Orange County, and then also some of the mountains and coastal slopes. Anywhere from 3 to 6 tenths of an inch of rain per hour could fall across portions of the airport burn scar, and then also portions of the bridge and line fire burn scars on Friday. And then as we go into Saturday, higher rainfall rates do present themselves. Confidence drops a little bit again, owing to some uncertainty as to where some of that banding is going to want to set up. Now, I want to mention, of course, if we do get embedded thunderstorms that occur, we could see rainfall rates a little bit higher on some of these higher ends. So, 0.9 is the higher end for the mountains and coastal slopes here for Saturday. If we get a thunderstorm, we could see rainfall rates briefly over an inch per hour. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we're looking at for now. A little bit of uncertainty still lingering again with where that band is going to want to set up and where thunderstorms do occur if they want to occur. And now we'll pivot here into some more rainfall total information here. We've got the chance of seeing rainfall greater than 1 inch in the table on the left and greater than 2 inches on the right-hand side. So almost a slam dunk for getting 1 inch, at least 1 inch of rain through the entire event across pretty much all our areas. The deserts get a little bit lower, have a little bit lower chances to get over an inch of rain, just being east of the mountains, a little bit harder to get more rainfall that way, but pretty good chances of at least seeing an inch or more when all is said and done. And then as far as 2 inches or more, fairly high chances for Orange County, some of the coastal slopes like Rancho Cucamonga, and other places near foothills of mountains where more orographic ascent is favored and we can get heavier rain. About 50-50 shot for about 2 inches of rainfall in some of the more urban areas separated from the mountains like San Diego and some of the other inland valleys, Riverside, Temecula, closer to 50%. Not really good chances for getting over 2 inches of rain for the deserts, only about a 20 to 30% chance for Hesperia, Palm Springs, the Coachella Valley. So breaking it down day by day, here is a look at the expected rainfall for Friday, just on Friday. Not a whole lot of accumulations expected for San Diego County or inland for Riverside County. As you get into the mountains, that's where we're expecting a lot of the rainfall. Orange County, the San Bernardino Mountains on Friday, better chances for rainfall as the system begins to push eastward late Friday into Saturday. Saturday rainfall, really expecting a bulk of our precipitation to fall early Saturday through Saturday afternoon, widespread 1.5 to 2 inches, 2.5 inches as well across San Diego County, and then pretty much 2 to 3 inches across most of Orange County, Inland Empire, and then coastal slopes. You're going to see your highest totals as well. The entire storm system, the rainfall forecast from Friday through Sunday looks about like this. Pretty healthy amounts of rainfall expected, again, favoring Orange County, coastal slopes as well. Now, here's another way to look at the amount of spread that's still possible in some of the rainfall totals. I know these maps are maybe a little bit smaller compared to the ones I was just showing. This one here on the top left, this is going to be our low end scenario. This is what you can almost count as a slam dunk is going to happen. 90% chance of rainfall going to be exceeding what you see on this map, and about an inch for San Diego. That's almost a sure bet. A lot of the inland urban areas getting at least an inch of rain, closer to inch and a half for the coastal slopes, guaranteed. On the right here, this is our official forecast from the last slide here. That's pretty much what we expect to happen. And then on the lower left here, this is the high end. Only about a 10% chance that we'll see rainfall amounts this great. 3 inches in San Diego, pretty unlikely. Again, only a 10% chance that'll happen. That means there's a 90% chance it won't get to this high. 3 inches in San Diego, 3.5 inches for portions of Orange County, and then closer to 5 to 6+ inches. That's that high end chance for great rainfall totals over the mountains. So we now have issued officially a flood watch across our entire area. Our neighbors from the Los Angeles office and Las Vegas office have issued flood watches as well for LA County, the greater San Bernardino County area, and the deserts. The most notable time frame for expected flash flooding will be on Saturday. Our flood watch runs currently from 4 a.m. Saturday through 10 p.m. Saturday evening. Now, we still have some snow to talk about. Snow levels will stay pretty high throughout most of the event, maybe only about 10 to 11,000 feet. So not expecting much accumulating snow in any populated areas, maybe just some of those highest peaks for earlier portions of the storm. Snow levels will fall to about 7,000 to 7,500 feet come Sunday morning. So any additional rain or precipitation that wants to fall through Sunday could fall as snow for elevations above 7,000 feet. And as far as the forecast goes, maybe only about an inch of snowfall possible for Big Bear. I think Idlewild will stay pretty much snow-free, and really you're going to get your accumulating snowfall, hefty accumulating snowfall on the highest peaks of the mountains. Now looking ahead beyond this system, I did tease the Monday, Tuesday storm. Again, it's going to be pretty less intense than the storm we're expecting this weekend, only about half an inch to an inch. That's still pretty healthy amounts of rainfall for Southern California here, starting our water year off pretty well. 1 to 2 inches additional rainfall possible for the mountains, in addition mountain slopes Monday through Tuesday. Probably not much more rainfall for the deserts. Probably won't see a whole lot out of that next system. Temperatures will likely stay below normal as we go through the remainder of the week, and we still aren't expecting any Santa Ana wind events. These deep troughs are bringing us some good rainfall and keeping fire concerns, kicking that down the road at least. Just recapping some of the key points again. Increasing confidence now here today for timing and the track of our storm system. It is still a cutoff low. There's going to be always some uncertainty in exactly where that storm wants to track. If it's a little bit further east, a little bit further west, that'll really dictate where those bands are going to want to set up on Saturday. We have enough confidence now to say that there's likely going to be enough widespread rainfall to see some instances of flash flooding, especially on Saturday. That's why we've issued our flood watch for our entire area for Saturday morning through Saturday evening, and then recapping our total rainfall estimates at the bottom. And with that will conclude the briefing. Appreciate everyone for paying attention and joining today.